What's going on, guys? Andrew back at it again with what is going to be called Video Game Memories, episode number 2. It took a while, but we're finally here. In the very first episode, I asked a question at the end of the video saying, what episode would you like to see next? The first choice was my history with the Sonic Adventure series, or a mini episode on Luigi's Mansion. And after looking at the only one comment, the one comment from Central Mana said, Luigi's Mansion would be nice. And yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice. But I'm actually quite glad this game won because Luigi's Mansion is a game that I feel impacted me and another sibling of mine a lot more personally with the whole paranormal experiences and the whole ghost hunting thing. So I'm actually quite glad this game won. Thank you. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Now in the Paper Mario episode, I stated that a lot of the game franchises that I know today can be rooted from my buddy Brandon because he had means of getting games that I didn't. Like, he would always have parents that would get him the newest games, the newest video game consoles, pretty much the coolest stuff that you can have as a kid, like the newest bike or the coolest little tricycle thing, or like the thing that you can sit in and pedal, just like stupid stuff like that. But, I was always just so jealous of that I like things that he had that I didn't have, But that's what the beauty of it was, that I'd have to go over to his house to play games, and that creates video game memories. I mean, sure, they created memories, but at the same time, he would buy the game and I would just go to Blockbuster and rent it for days and days and days and beat it, and then eventually get that game that following Christmas or birthday. Now, in terms of Luigi's Mansion, I always have memories of me and my sister always going over there and making those little makeshift couch forts. Like, you would just take the couch cushions and you would put them over and make like a little fort, or take kitchen chairs and pull them apart and put like a bed sheet over it to make it look like you have a little enclosure or a little fort or whatever. And it would always be right in front of the TV, and we would always break out Luigi's Mansion because I guess as a kid, when you would buy a game, your parents would have to okay it for you if you had those types of parents. And Luigi's Mansion was pretty much the only scary game that they would allow, because they wouldn't allow M-rated games in the house. So we would always pop in Luigi's Mansion, and I guess it was just because it seemed scary. I mean, I guess when you're a kid, you always watch scary movies, play scary games, and Luigi's Mansion was one of those. I know the game really isn't that scary, but when you're a kid, just anything with glowing eyes or something that hovers above the ground and pops up at you like it does in Luigi's Mansion, that would pretty much startle any of us, I think, as a kid. And also, the atmosphere wasn't that settling either. Man, every time I pop this game in, the memories just seem to come right back to me. But the game starts Luigi off in a forest looking for a mansion that he apparently won from a contest that he never even entered, and told Mario about his winnings. Very confused, they both agreed to meet up at the mansion later that day, but only to find out that Mario is nowhere to be found. So the main premise of the game is that it's Luigi's job to go inside his new mansion and find the reason for Mario's sudden disappearance. Now, a little fact about Luigi's Mansion, this actually isn't Luigi's first solo game. That can be given to a game called Mario's Missing, which was released back on the Super Nintendo back in 1992, along with another Mario game called Mario's Time Machine, which these games were both educational and didn't really do well with a lot of gamers, because who wants to play educational games when you're playing as Mario? It just makes no sense. So in a lot of gamers' eyes, Luigi's Mansion was Luigi's real first solo game. So a little Mario education for you. Why is Luigi always scared? I mean, I know it's just him in a mansion and all, but I know there's plenty of more to him to be scared of besides just ghosts. Now, the game starts you off in a tutorial where you are given a weapon you need to deal with those pesky ghosts, the Poltergust 3000. And after showing the professor you have what it takes to stand on your own and deal with the afterlife, he then sends you on your quest to save your brother. In the mansion, you will find a different variety of ghosts that will stand in Luigi's way. Some that speed towards you, some that throw banana peels, and others that really don't seem to stand much of a challenge at all. They're just kind of there. Now, the ghosts that you actually have to put some work in bringing down are the mini-bosses. There are 4 areas in the game, and each having a certain number of mini-bosses attached to them, in addition to one boss that you will fight to unlock the next area of the mansion.
In the first area, you fight sub-bosses Neville and Lydia, and each boss has their own way of being able to take them down.
Now all the mini-bosses pretty much follow the same formula. You just activate a trigger of some sort, whether that be in the environment or with the ghost itself by answering questions or something like that. You just expose its weak spot and then suck away.
Neville will launch books towards Luigi, and after enough seconds have passed, he will yawn, causing his weak spot to become exposed, giving Luigi enough time to react and give him a little dirt nap. Lydia is also pretty much the same way. You open up the curtain, let that breeze roll in, and expose that weak spot. But not too far down the hall sleeps the first area boss, Chauncey, who will require a little more effort in bringing down. You will dodge rocking horses, bouncing balls, and Chauncey himself, or herself, but after enough balls to the face...
And I'm childish again.
It's night-night for this baby. Now after every area boss, you are given an update on how you are progressing through the game. This includes how many coins, bills, and gems you've collected, in addition to showing you how well you fought each mini-boss in that area, indicated by a bronze, silver, or gold frame that ghost will be placed in, which you can later view in the art gallery. But this is only the start of Luigi's quest to find his brother. There are still plenty more ghosts to catch, gems to collect, and Mario remnants scattered around the whole mansion, and it's his job to collect them and bring Mario back to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Now in terms of actually picking this game up, you can generally find it for about 20 to 30 bucks all day on eBay. And now it wouldn't be a bad time to pick it up because demand isn't really that high for this game, but it used to be. Back when Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon came out, everybody wanted to play the first one before they hopped into the second one. And it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to pick up Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. If you don't have a GameCube, I would go try that one out first because I've never played it and I don't think it'll make that much of a difference if you play the second one or the first one. But if you haven't played the first one, this would definitely make a good addition to anybody's GameCube collection. Now lastly, before I end this episode off, I just want to talk about GameCube games in general and a thing about the Nintendo Switch, or a rumor actually. There was a rumor going around that they were going to be re-releasing a bunch of old classic Nintendo GameCube games in HD, and one of those games that was highly regarded on that list was Super Mario Sunshine, which it's one of those underrated games that not that many people liked in terms of like the 3D Mario games. And another 3D Mario game that is very underrated is Luigi's Mansion. And I would really like to see this game get remastered in HD and put on the Nintendo Switch. And the reason why I haven't played the second one is because it's on a handheld. And like I said before, if I'm out and about doing something else, I'm not really gonna have time to play video games. I would just really like to see that game, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or this one remastered on a console so I can actually appreciate this game again. Now that's gonna do it for Video Game Memories Episode 2, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe on this video. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications of when I post content. I'm trying to do it more often now, so you're actually gonna be seeing a lot more on this channel. And for Video Game Memories Episode 3, I'm not gonna give you a choice this time like I did for this episode, because I already kind of have an idea of what I wanna do anyway. And but for this episode, I'm gonna leave you guys with a question. What was your favorite moment for Luigi's Mansion and why? If you played the first one or the second one, please tell me your favorite moments or the moment that scared you the most. Anyways guys, more content's on the way. I'll see you again soon.